Victims of recent violence in Jonglei State being rushed for emergency care by United Nations workers were not what South Sudanese were hoping for when they finally became independent last year. Back then, the capital Juba got all spruced up for festivities, and there were parties among immigrant South Sudanese communities around the world, like here in Washington. But recent developments have not impressed Washington-based South Sudan advocate Jimmy Mullah. He points out these have also included fighting in border regions with Sudan.
When the South became independent, there were a lot of expectations that the South would see a different era. But as we see, there are inter-tribal conflicts, there's lack of provision of services to the population, and there's general unrest in the South. And also you have the ongoing dispute between the North and the South in terms of sharing of oil revenues, and all that adds up to the challenges that the South is facing.
Because of the disputes in the border regions and accusations South Sudan is supporting rebels there, Sudan is now confiscating southern oil which comes through northern pipelines to a port on the Red Sea. South Sudanese officials are still signing new oil deals like here with Chinese officials, but have yet to reap enough benefits to pursue much-needed development and infrastructure projects. Jonathan Temin from the United States Institute of Peace calls the oil situation a big mess.
And it's potentially quite destabilizing because both countries are so heavily dependent on oil revenue. In South Sudan, roughly 98% of their revenue comes from oil. But if they can't get the oil to market, which they're struggling to do right now, then obviously that hurts them significantly.
South Sudan's independence came after 2 decades of civil war. But activists and analysts say too many unresolved issues remained in peace deals and in setting up the new borders. South Sudanese nationals are still streaming in from Sudan to live in their new country, but they are finding a very difficult road ahead. Nico, Colombant, VOA News, Washington.